We are back here, Ethan Claire podcast show. We were gone last week. What were we out doing, Damon?
It's good to be back.
Damon wasn't there.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't there.
We were, Damon, you knew we were out.
I knew you were out there.
Out there hunting the wilder demon, and we will have an update for you on that very soon with video.
I was waiting to see that.
I know. It was going to be out, but I got held up with some other crap, so I had to get that done. So
Found some crazy stuff.
Yeah, found some weird stuff, if you want to call it that. We found some stuff. So we're going to have that out here soon for everybody, for people that have been waiting for us to go out there and discover the wilder demon.
I asked just a very few questions because I want to be surprised.
Exactly. Yeah.
I wasn't there.
And Damon, you're reading the book now, so you're going to have to...
I did start that book.
Fill us in on some of that information when we do a follow-up episode. So we do have some other news, though, about the podcast. I was going back and I was looking at... on the Apple Podcast page, and I noticed that they only have 49 episodes on when we should be on 50.
Uh-oh.
So then I'm like, why is one of them not on there anymore? So I'm going through looking at all of them, and I'm kind of going between YouTube and iTunes back and forth, and I noticed that the one podcast missing was a negative one about Apple. And so here starts the conspiracy.
I must not have bet on that one. I don't remember that. Yeah.
You're saying that it just kind of disappeared?
It disappeared, and they never gave me a notice or anything. It's just not on there anymore. You cannot listen to that podcast.
Did you try and re-upload it?
No.
Oh, no, you got to poke that bear.
Do it again. Well, but here's the thing. Like, when I go on my podcast server, it's still on there, but it's just not public. iTunes, made it unpublic.
What episode was it? I want to...
I can look up the name.
I don't remember that either.
I'm going to have to go on YouTube because I can't find it.
I can look later, too.
No, I'm actually curious because I don't remember the name of it. But I don't know if that is, legal or that, we can't say the A word.
I thought you were going to say the one
We can't say the A word or what?
I thought you were going to say the one that Michael was on. That's why we had him back. So
No,
we can get this up and going
So
again.
we can try it again. No, it was weird. I'm trying to remember. It had Apple in the title. Something about Apple. Which episode was that?
We talked about deepfakes once, I remember, and that's getting scary. Or I've seen a couple of those examples popping up here now.
Yeah, but what's...
Any actor can play any role now, and I think you can just do a deepfake and have him star in the movie.
Yeah, the deepfake things are getting really weird. Have you seen anything about that,
No.
Michael?
Bill Hader and Tom Cruise.
Look up deepfake Queen. Look up Queen or Freddie Mercury deepfake. Well, I'm trying to figure this out.
I haven't seen that one. They basically can just take a still picture even and make that talk and move like you're saying it.
So you can take a photo of anyone's face and CGI it onto anyone.
Anyone.
Yep.
So the ones I saw were Bill Hader doing a Tom Cruise impersonation.
Yep.
And then they actually morphed while Bill Hader's talking, they morph him into Tom Cruise, and it just blows your mind.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Because he's doing the Tom Cruise voice, but then he does. I think it goes to Seth Rogen maybe.
Yeah.
And then he morphs to him, and it looks just like him.
Yeah, right there.
Okay, before you play it, there's an extra video.
This was part of the movie.
I want to show you the podcast here. The podcast is called Zombie Drug, Hilarious Mugshots, and Apple Against Police.
Well, that was Jeff
Wasn't
LeCan
that
was on
Jeff
that
LeCan,
one.
which is a good episode too. That is not available on iTunes. If you look it up, it's not there.
Maybe he gave too much investigative work.
You know what we were talking about? We were talking about that shooting that happened in California, and the government wanted to get into the shooter's phone, but Apple said no.
Oh, right.
Remember that whole thing went down?
No, yeah.
So we talked about that, and so I put that in the podcast, kind of like clickbait type, whatever, try to get people, tuning in. Yeah,
right.
And apparently, you can't have anything bad against Apple, or they'll take your podcast
Well,
down.
and I'm sure they have sort of they flag keywords such as Apple against blank, right? And then it's they probably have just Apple against police.
Oh yeah.
Why would we host this? And then a
zombie drug.
Yeah.
Do they have some kind of what do you call it? Some kind of they can take whatever they want down.
Right.
It's a private
They're
company.
probably listening to this live right now, Ethan.
Yeah, they probably.
What are you talking about?
They flagged you. They're listening to every single one of
They
your
have speech
episodes
recognition.
All of our Apple phones are on the table.
True. Yeah. I mean that seems a little ridiculous, though, that you can't talk bad about them and they'll just take you down, whatever.
Well, right.
Yeah, if that's the case, yeah.
That'd be like YouTube. Someone makes a YouTube video against, I'm pissed at YouTube or about this, and then
Easy there. YouTube might think you they think you're saying you're
we weren't
Don't
even really
bite the hand.
We weren't even talking bad about Apple. I think we supported the thing.
Yeah, I don't remember. I just remember the zombie drug and flock, and I saw that I saw that clip on a different news station talking about that guy running through in super strength, and I think they were tying it into like maybe UFOs, which we're going to be talking about later here tonight.
Oh, yeah, before we get too much into this, Michael Cimino, everybody,
Yeah,
back
come
on the
on now.
podcast. We just kind of jumped right in on it. Michael was on the podcast. We were just talking about it. It was about a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was a long time ago. It does not feel like a year. I didn't think so, Damon.
No,
I think
no.
It did
Well,
not feel...
it's probably been like 11 months because we moved in a year ago,
Okay,
2 days
Colin.
ago.
Oh, true, yeah. It's been 11 months to be exact. Yeah. No, but great to have you back, Michael.
Yeah.
Michael's an artist, and he's also a UFO enthusiast, if that's the word you want to call.
Yeah,
you
and
wanna
I guess
say?
technically you can say that I am a certified
bumped up.
field investigator trainee is my new credential.
So we got an official guy on
My
here.
badge comes in the mail this week.
I was hoping you're going to pull it
Yeah,
up.
no.
Yeah.
All I have right now is my member card, which I stick in like my ID sleeve because like I'm so excited to one day have like a badge that's like it says UFO investigator
Yep,
or like
yep.
field investigator.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be a life accomplishment.
So
But-
like a
I remember
UFO,
talking about that.
a
Yeah.
UFO crashes off the road, you can kind of roll up and be like, "Guys, I got this," and kind of walk up and
Oh,
take
yeah.
over the whole scene.
if a UFO crashed on this other road when I'm in the presence of it, I'm gonna be way worse a shape than anyone who's like normal and level headed because I will have like freaked out, passed out, like gurgling at the mouth, like finally here I am.
You want to be the guy. You want to be the guy with the first UFO video.
Yeah.
Like, or not first UFO video, but like right there with it. You know.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the why would you sign up to be a field investigator for a UFO organization if you
Yep.
don't want to be that person who
Exactly. Yeah.
A makes contact terrifying, but it would be awesome, or B comes up with irrefutable proof and then
Yep.
lives in tunnels and basements the rest of your life because the government's after you. 'Cause
Exactly.
Why
yeah.
wouldn't you want that?
Yeah,
dream,
yeah.
right?
What'd you have to do now, Michael? Do they send you like books? You're taking like online courses?
Yeah.
And stuff?
So the organization that I certified under is MUFON, which is the Mutual UFO Network. It's one of 5 major UFO organizations that are centralized in the United States.
Gotcha.
They're based around scientific analysis of any video, photos, or reports. So you can report a UFO to MUFON. We'll take a look at it. We as the Minnesota chapter look at Minnesota case reports. We get between 8 and 15 a month, and they range from very short descriptions of lights came down from the sky and they told me they were demons to demons. Yeah.
There you go.
Michael's going to come down to Wyndham Wilder soon.
Exactly. We might need you down there, Michael.
And then they range to also like we get really good video evidence. We get really good photographic evidence. Things that span from we just had a report in from the 1940s. There was photos that were taken. 1960s. And they are just being reported now. So MUFON is all about just the scientific analysis of taking a very scientific approach to UFO investigation.
Yep.
We want to basically spread, that message and being able to spread like this whole positive thing that, UFOs are here. We've known about it for a long time. Let's investigate it in a really positive, scientific, and just a touch of skepticism, so that we can always that we're not just screaming yes, that we're actually going through it. So right now, I can't go into like all the cases I'm working on because they're not complete. But so I'm doing photo analysis on 4 separate cases that were all reported by the same person, and they're all actually really good. Like stuff. They're all really good video and they're all good photos.
Can you say where they're out of or no?
Yeah, they're out most. These ones 4 are West Metro, so Rosemont and Grove Heights.
Okay.
And actually, I think some of them were reported to New Fork as well, National UFO Reporting Center. Anyone can go to newfork.com or org, one of the two. And you can just search by state, click Minnesota, and you'll see, all the investigations or New Fork's reports. And then people can report to New Fork and they can report to MUFON, and it can be an and or an or. So sometimes things get reported to New Fork, some things get reported to MUFON. It depends. But we can also communicate with New Fork and say, hey, can you reach out to the person who made the report? Because as field investigators, we do want to open a case into this.
Now, why is there separate organizations, whatever? Is it different? Do they focus on different aspects of it, or is it just kind of different groups of people started them?
It was just different groups. If you want to get into kind of the history, because there's so... Okay, it's
I'd
weird.
love to.
Okay, so there's New Fork, the National UFO Reporting Center. They started, I believe, in the 1980s. They're sort of, think of them as almost... the Reddit of UFO reporting.
Gotcha.
Anyone can post. It's no photos. It can be anything. They're the ones who are most frequently attacked by like teenagers on the internet trying to make bogus claims. Because they'll basically post anything and everything unless it's very clearly a hoax, and they still even post the report
just to get some hits.
right, and they'll put a disclaimer. It's like, this is a hoax, or this is SpaceX's Star Trek satellite launch, which is like 30 lights in a row.
Is that the what's his name, Elon Musk?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yep.
I think it was like April 24th of this year they did a Star Trek launch, which it's like 30 bright white lights in a row.
Really? Come look it up. Look up the SpaceX.
Yeah, I
launch.
believe it's Star Trek, or just type in like SpaceX. If you just type in SpaceX UFO, you're gonna find so many, because all of their rockets, they launch at dusk, which is an awful idea. Like, okay, like the amount of reports that we get because they launch at dusk is so, like, this is what's going to annoy me as a field investigator, is SpaceX. That is the 30 lights in a line.
I don't know what just happened here.
Oh.
We're doing. What happened, Colin?
Might have crashed.
Well, I was watching Discovery Channel the other day, and MUFON is like the main one, because I saw the guy they were talking to was like the MUFON director or a high up guy that was on the show that I was watching.
Yeah, there's they all have like interesting,
Save that one and
just
start a new one.
barely legible acronyms. So there's MUFON, Mutual UFO Network. Then there's NUFORC, National UFO Reporting Center. NIDS, the National Institute for Discovery Science, started by Bob Bigelow, who is the billionaire to the Budget Inn and Suites empire. He's funded so much in the UFOs. Oh yeah, and then there's CUFOS, the Center for UFO Studies.
We talked about Bigelow on one of the podcasts, because there was a government program a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
There was a top secret.
Are you talking about Skinwalker Ranch?
Yeah. Because there's a lot of like, didn't it just come out though, like, information about it? Like
Yes.
the Pentagon was involved, and
Oh God, they were there for 8 years.
Really?
They were there for 8 years trying to get proof of what was going on there.
and they spent billions of dollars, right, on this program.
I know millions. I mean, I don't know if it was in the billions. I know that 8 years with a bunch of really well accredited scientists who are like risking their name to go study the paranormal.
That's crazy.
Because, like, I mean, that's the other thing is, like, there's actual scientists who are, like, studying this stuff.
Yeah.
And pilots. And, a lot of the real field investigators in Minnesota are genuine, reputable people. To where, like, I'm an artist, right? And
Yeah.
I've always been into UFOs.
Yeah.
And I'm now, like, learning it. But, like, there's guys with, like, 30 years of pilot's experience.
Yeah.
Really?
And, like, they put their name on the line because a lot of people think this is total bull.
Well, I think I just heard one of the what are the conventions? They had the guy from the Tic Tac video show up to the MUFON convention, I think, not too long ago.
Yeah, the Tic
in
Tac,
California.
Tic Tac UFO video,
Where they-
very interesting.
One of the pilots in
What's
there.
his name?
I
can't
think he
of
came
his
and
name.
talked at a MUFON
We talked about this. What podcast? was
convention like not too long ago in California, or it's going to.
that? I could probably find that podcast. That is one of the most interesting.
Our signal's getting jammed here. We getting jammed up, Colin?
Is it
I
working now,
don't know
Colin?
what's going on.
It's working, right?
Well, I think the screen recording's only open on the top, isn't it?
No, the screen recording's going right now.
I know, but isn't it only on the top? Shouldn't it be all the way around?
What do you mean on the top?
Like, look on the top. The lines going
Yeah, because
across.
it's so big.
This is compelling.
It's
This is
going.
compelling
This is
behind.
technology.
It's
behind the
amazing to watch, like, the amount of things that have to happen to just have a podcast work.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
video
sure.
and
and now that
audio.
everyone's recording them by video now, it's amazing that, like, you can get this to all orchestrate. It's incredible.
It's a little bit of a process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot find the. Colin, look up the Tic Tac UFO thing.
What is it?
Just look up Tic Tac UFO. The video, I can't remember the guy's name. He came out, military pilot. They found this video back in the. Oh, there it is right there. Top Gun pilots tangled with a baffling Tic Tac shaped UFO.
The Nimitz incident. I haven't heard about this one.
This is very interesting. I'm pretty sure this is the one.
Because it's a pilot and it's reputable.
Oh yeah. Well, and there's,
go down.
so many, especially through the 1940s and 50s, who were
Yeah, I
pilots
think it'd be
once.
very interesting. I mean, they're all interesting, but like to get like footage
Well,
of people
quit going
just
so
coming
quick
out
to
like
this,
from
yeah.
like the 60s. That
David
like you
Fravor.
said.
David Fravor's the guy who
David
came
Fravor.
out. Yep. And if the video's on here, Colin, go up if the video.
Did he get to keep his job?
Yeah.
did.
Well, this happened in 2004, and
Okay.
it just came out.
Oh, okay.
That's why I waited.
here's
So
the
this is
video.
more recent.
Yeah, more recent. Watch this video. We watched this on one podcast, and it's government footage.
Yeah.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP, that has been through the official. 2004 Nimitz. What did it say? 2004 Nimitz.
How did this get declassified?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering.
Because I feel like freedom of information is 25 years or something like that.
Is it really 25 years?
I think so.
Wow. Here's the video. So they are tracking this thing, and it's moving at unbelievable speeds.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of this stuff means. Sensors in TV visual mode.
Come on, start moving.
Skip forward a little bit, Colin. Here. Yeah, we're watching. They're telling us all the technical, which I'm sure is good information.
Can't you guys be patient with this? Come on. It's a UFO in the sky. You're like, skip forward.
Oh.
Okay. Well, it doesn't look like it have wings.
So, if you're listening, it's they're zeroing in on something that looks like a small tic tac in the sky.
Yeah, thank you, Damon.
On a radar from a pilot seeing it, and it's kind of just hovering there.
So it's a pilot giving chase.
Hovering right above the water, by the way. This is over the ocean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it sat in the same spot for a long time, and then it just took off. And the guy said it went over it went out of his line of sight in like 4 seconds. He couldn't see it anymore.
Wow.
They're just following this thing, tracking it.
Right. I'm just trying to keep it in. Yeah.
Yep. Does it show their speed or anything, like how fast they're moving? I don't see miles per hour.
We probably cut through that when they were showing us all the graphs and the.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's information in this like scope of text surrounding it.
Yep.
It's not like any of us have flown.
Yeah.
No, there it goes.
There it goes.
Okay, you see it disappear like that?
Yeah, and it didn't really. It just kind of goes.
Yeah. So that's government released footage.
Wow.
Very weird stuff, if you ask me. Like, Colin, you cannot hit escape. That's why it keeps crashing. It's going to be a pain in the ass to edit this thing. I thought I said before the podcast, dude, don't hit escape.
What? All right, never mind. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, I said that.
It's a creative process.
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
To go in and out.
So yeah, I don't know. You've never seen that before, though?
I've never seen. And like, this is the greatest thing is like, everyone has not their own personal UFO story, but there's so many of them out there. There's thousands of them, right? And everybody has their own like. I really like aerial phenomenon, right?
Yep.
Like I'm really into things that are within our atmosphere that are flying around. And I like things that move. I'm not a big thing at hover, right? But then I was talking with a buddy of mine at my office building, and he's like, you ever hear of what does he call it? The Black Knight satellite? And I'm like, no, what's that? So the Black Knight satellite is this like floating, strange, amorphic piece of what people say is space debris. But it looks, it might not be space debris. And it's just been orbiting our Earth since the 50s. Really? And it's not going anywhere, and it's polar orbiting.
Wait, so is it an actual satellite, or does it...
No, the NASA claims that it's space debris. That it's likely a solar blanket or like the shiny stuff that comes off of that came off of one of the ships, right? But apparently it orbits... It has what's known as a polar orbit, which is basically going straight over our Earth and not going at like a degree of axis to our Earth.
Yeah.
And apparently we had never discovered how to do that until the mid '60s, and this has been up there since the mid '50s.
Wow.
So
it's not off one of Earth's ships.
No, and it's super.
Yeah.
If you want to look at that too, like it's
what's it called again?
Type in. I think it's the Black Knight, KNIGHT.
Okay.
Black Knight satellite.
Huh.
See, and I'd be interested too. Well,
it might be a different name, but I'm pretty sure it's Black Knight.
Like finding that evidence on if there's landings too, like those like burn circles, or things, or like stuff like that. That's all interesting too.
Yeah,
click on that picture here. I want to see this thing up close.
Yeah, so like NASA has a bunch of really good photos of this because it's been floating outside of our planet for like 67 years.
Slave One.
I mean, it's
Star
huge.
Wars. Is it really big? Is it a big? You can't really tell.
I don't know the
Boba
scale.
Fett.
You know.
Yeah.
But there's so many different conspiracies around this. Apparently, it's in retrograde, which means it may be re-entering our atmosphere, I believe. I don't know, but like this is the coolest thing about like getting into ufology and like getting into like talking to people about it and kind of having this like branding, because like once I'm certified, I'll be the only Southern Minnesota investigator. There is no Southern Minnesota investigator currently. Any report that came in from Southern Minnesota, whether you're in Marshall, whether you're in southeastern Minnesota, it didn't matter. Someone from the cities had to come travel down, right? Mm-hmm. And it's all volunteer, of course.
Yep.
But now that I'm Southern Minnesota, I'll be able to basically take that entire swath and cover that, and that's sort of, you know, hopefully going to be my role in it. But like that's the coolest thing is like, you know, people have stories about this, and you know, whether or not you're a firm believer in it, everybody's got a specific case or a video they've seen or something that they're stoked about, you know, and like they have to tell you about it. And it's like, why not be a part of, like, it spans everyone. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, black, white, Christian, Muslim. People just, you know, talk about UFOs. They're interested in it. You know, it's like a great family get together around this idea.
Yeah, when you talk to people, the argument I hear the most is the universe is way too big for us to be alone.
Of course.
And we'll never understand the scope of how big it actually is. Like we are like such a tiny speck in something. You know, I wish there was a way to like visualize it. Have you ever seen anything before? Anyone try to like
the scope of the universe?
Like how many different galaxies?
No, but when scientists use words like infinite or immeasurable, when a genuine scientist says those words, I believe them. You know, because like they're the ones who can come up with an actual number of like this is how big it is, but they're like, we can't figure it out. It's just that big. Or like the amount of livable planets that are within a, say, travelable distance, right, is countless, apparently, right? That, you know, life can be supported on these planets that we're already witnessing and that we're starting to see, right? And it's not so hard to believe that, like, hey, you know, this planet that, like, didn't have a car 80 years ago or a mode of transportation, well, they just made a nuke. So we should go watch them and let's just go see what's up. You know, like, hey, you know that thing that had no radiation before, like 5 years ago? They got a ton of radiation now. We should go check that out just for entertainment. In the same way that we watch reality TV, it is not a far cry to say that someone's traveling a few light years just to check us out and be like, wow, they're blowing each other up. Yeah, exactly.
Well, and that brings me into the question, are aliens, let's say that there is another life force out there, would they be friendly or would it be like an enemy type thing?
Oh, God, I have no idea.
Just an opinion. Like, what do you think on, like, if, let's say, I can just only imagine if the United States came across another another life force out there. I can only imagine we're going to try to bomb the hell out of them.
Yeah. I mean,
if not us, other countries too. I mean, there's a lot of other countries too.
Right, exactly. I mean, this is a global thing, right? And it's like, okay, so if you were to kind of be able to see the daily events of the world from the viewpoint of, like, say, a very advanced species, like, okay, do you guys Black Friday shop?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Are you a part of the crowds? Or do you
we try to get,
Okay, so, but
it usually doesn't get that wild in Mankato.
No. And we've gone to the cities before, but like we went to the Mall of America, but we didn't get there at 4.
Yeah, right.
You know, we got there later.
So, like, I always come up with like this analogy of, like, if I was the space creep, like, I watch these videos of people getting trampled in a Walmart, right? And, like, fighting over Shrek 3.5 or whatever the DVD is, right? I stay away from that. I don't want to go. I don't want to be a part of that. I'm not an exhibitionist, nor am I, like, insane. So I think if I don't know if an alien, I don't want to say that they'd be violent. I think they would probably be aware that, like, these are people who get into fistfights over the last shrimp at a Chinese buffet. Like, these are people who will shoot us because we're standing on their lawn.
Yeah.
Right. Like I guarantee.
You're saying they're gonna be so smart that we're like.
Oh yeah. Well, look, if they're able to travel, you know, how many light years, right? True. And sure, if you imagine, you know, we've only had cars since 1908, right?
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, flights since 1908, right, brothers? You give us another few thousand years, we're gonna probably have the ability to move, you know, beyond our galaxy and things like that if human progress stays up and we stay alive.
Yep.
That's the big thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But hopefully in that time too that you have this, like, social change and you have behavioral change and we just advance as a species in the same way that, I guess going back to this point of, like, they're gonna know what we're doing. They've probably have red flagged the whole state of Florida. Like, don't land here. Don't land. Like, you can hover, but they'll still shoot at you.
You got crackhead,
stand your ground. Right. I guarantee.
Yeah.
Like, there's a stand your ground probably. Like, how high does your property go up?
That is a good question.
Because, like, I want to know this because the state of Florida cares. Because, like, if there's a UFO 30 feet above my house, right, can you shoot at it legally and drop it?
That is a good. I don't think you can shoot in the air. I don't. Like straight up. I don't know. Maybe you can.
Oh, for like stand your ground, you're talking about with UFOs?
Right.
Yeah,
I guess
stand your
technically
ground.
the word ground matters within this.
Stand your
argument.
air?
Stand your air. This is
yeah.
my airspace. I'm gonna shoot it what I want.
But that's what I always question too, or not question, but when it comes up when we talk about it, like how advanced a race can get before, they have to really master. I might even say peace to like.
Oh God.
To be with themselves. Otherwise, you're at war with yourself inside or without other things, and you're not going forward. And it is a scary thing when you have like weapons of mass destruction and like how the world could end just like that. And if that's happened other places, if there are other worlds. And then the question we brought up one time too, kind of, it wasn't just being funny, it was kind of posed as a serious question too, was like, what if the quote unquote aliens were just like human looking too? Like we always picture them as like those EB characters, or like super
Popular
advanced like that.
I
suppose, this guy over here with the
that
mustache.
lovely rendering.
But I suppose it has to do with the atmosphere of the planets, and maybe that's why some of the reasons.
Exactly. I mean, human beings are shaped by our environment. Like we look like the way we do because of what Earth does to us, right? Our skin is just as thick as the sun's radiation to protect us, right? We develop regional looks and regional things compared to our surroundings, right? So there's plenty of different things that can support life that aren't Earth-like planets, right?
Yeah.
So it just changes. Does that mean that they're gonna have what environmental stimuli would require someone to have green skin? I don't know.
I was gonna ask you, like, where did the basic, like, what was the first drawing or whatever of an alien? Like that now we have like our pop culture.
I'm pretty sure like the first drawing that I ever. What was the first drawing?
Yeah, or like who came up with the
pyramids?
idea?
In the pyramids?
Oh God! Oh yeah! Let's get into the ancient aliens.
Yeah.
Let me take my hat off. I can pull my hair out for you too. I don't know actually. You know, I'm like that's.
Colin, maybe you could find like what was the first. Who came up with all of our own general idea of what an alien looks like? 'Cause
right.
we all, if you say draw an alien, they're gonna draw big head, big eyes, green.
Yeah.
Like we can all.
Well, and it's amazing at how much the media. Okay, so the term flying saucer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That was originally June 24th, 1947, which is the Kenneth Arnold incident. It is the original sort of OG. It's what started the flying saucer scare. Okay, or not scare as in mania, right? So Kenneth Arnold's up in a plane. He's looking actually for another downed aircraft around the Washington area. And he sees 9 disc-shaped objects flying through the sky at an incredible rate of speed, holding formation and going through the mountains, right? So he reports it. He's a pilot. He's got experience. He's a well-known member of the community. People pick it up, right? And they pick the story up.
Yep.
And the term flying saucer got created from that. And it got basically Xeroxed, Xerox being, the brand of a copier, but is used for every other copier, or the verb itself to Xerox, right?
Yep.
So the term flying saucer and flying disc got created from that. Ooh, is that the original Little Gray Men?
There's no way. That says by Daniel.
I like it.
That says Daniel V. Bodillion in 200003.
I like
that
that
can't be-
recreation.
that
I
can't be
love
right.
that rendition though.
Right
That's
here.
really
What's this
good.
one right there?
A lot of them are from the
Google search because this is
First,
amazing.
first alien drawing.
Yeah.
first alien drawing.
Because there's like baby's first alien
Yeah.
drawing.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that crazy though? Even a baby knows what the pop culture alien looks like.
I mean,
it's
how-
embedded in
there-
our brains since
There you
we're.
go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bug. Come on.
There's so many painting conspiracy theories
Yeah.
about aliens and flying
Oh, yeah.
saucers and stuff like that, and it just makes you wonder,
And I think everyone's got to draw a line somewhere when it comes to ufology. Is like, where are you just gonna stop going down that rabbit hole, right? Because if you don't stop yourself, you're gonna be homeless and you're gonna have no family because you're just so
Get too into it.
You're just rewatching Ancient Alien episodes, creating conspiracies from the episodes themselves, right? And that's the thing is like I draw the line like. I'm really into local UFO investigation. I'm into the United States UFO investigation, basically from 1945 on, right? And I kind of draw the line there. Like, when it comes to ancient aliens, like, dude, you're talking about me researching stuff that happened 3,000 years ago with aliens, right? And then all of a sudden you're starting to talk about
You're
like,
just coming up with your own theories.
well, right. And then all of a sudden, like, Jesus was an alien and the idea of God is an alien. And like,
everybody's an alien.
Your conspiracy rabbit holes. It's easy to fall down into.
Oh, yeah.
God, yeah. No, I can't do it.
Is the reason people think ancient aliens, is it because people just don't think that humans are capable of building the pyramids? Is that where that whole thing came from? The aliens had to help us build the pyramids?
I think it came from the History Channel. Couldn't keep replaying UFO secrets and UFOs uncovered in Nazi UFOs over and over and over
give you
again.
the same minute of information for 60 minutes.
I loved them. I mean, I grew up I grew up on those early like History Channel UFO documentaries, but like they needed something new, and it's like, well, where do we go from here? You know, and it's like ancient aliens. And it's like, yeah. Let's go with the old aliens, because like no matter, you can say whatever you want. It happened 4,000 years ago, right? It happened 2,000 years ago. Who's really gonna say you're wrong? And you put oh god, what's the guy's name with the hair?
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember.
He's like, there's a meme. It's a meme now.
He's on some new ones coming up.
Exactly. Aliens, because like, explain it as aliens, right? And it's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's super entertaining.
Yeah, I think William Shatner's doing one where they're talking about future travel and like the time travel aliens that go into the future and stuff. And
time travel.
That's maybe
aliens?
where I saw the Flacca thing. I think they were saying that he was like a speed demon from the future or something.
Flacca's a time traveler?
It was, that's what I think William Shatner was trying to tell me. And he was on a TV show. So
I think he might be on Flacca. I think
maybe.
William Shatner might be on Flacca. Oh, gosh. Some of these people, too, who come forward with these videos or whatever, you got to wonder if they're on...
I like the research that you're doing, like the like getting the card and like doing it and like putting legitimacy to it.
Yeah, you get some of these people, like I can't even imagine like the UFO reporters down in like Florida. They have to deal with like, I saw something.
Well, and in the same way that like Florida's deep south, they're getting their reports, right? And we got like North Country. These dudes haven't spoken to anyone in a long time, right? Like, at least in Florida, the population density is pretty tight. Like you have, I think there's not many boonies in Florida.
Yeah,
right?
you could kind of get on the swamps and stuff.
You get into northwestern Minnesota, you got some people who haven't seen people in a long time. And all of a sudden there's something, like they've been looking at that sky for years and they see something different there and they're going to report it. They're going to freak out. And they just got the internet. And like probably one of the first things they were like is UFO reports or something. I don't know. But we get some North Country reports that are pretty interesting.
Do you ever come to any reports where you're just like clearly like you've been assigned to it and you're like clearly this is something like it's an airplane?
Yeah, and I'm so new, so like this is actually my first week as a field investigator training.
Oh, okay,
right.
gotcha.
So I've been doing everything independently.
Yep.
Up until now. So, and luckily enough, like the first case that I'm now on is like genuine and pretty rad and has some real validity to it. But yeah, I mean, just in my own research, like reading New Fork reports, because I told you guys, last time we were on, the most reported Minnesota UFO is Mystic Lake.
Yep.
It's 12 white lights in the sky hovering above Shakopee, right? I mean, it's if you type in Minnesota UFO, that's the pinging things,
everything,
the clickbait things, the things that get the most views on YouTube is an absolute. It's not a hoax. It's just a casino's lights, right?
Yep.
So you
just don't know,
right? Exactly. So there's so much good stuff out there, but usually, if it looks too fantastic, it probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
have you, to kind of get into something else? Have you ever heard of Bob Lazar?
Oh yeah.
You know about the whole thing with Bob Lazar and everything. What are your thoughts? Is he? Because I've heard both sides of the argument.
So did you watch Unacknowledged?
I haven't, no. And I haven't watched his movie either.
Can I get a minute recap on Bob?
Bob Lazar was the a guy that said that he worked at Area 51 that came forward. We talked about it with Jack on the podcast and how he apparently worked on UFO spacecraft at Area 51.
I recall now.
The way he talks and the way he describes everything is very scientific, it seems like.
Yeah.
But then I've heard people argue his credibility, saying that he just is not a credible guy. He's a liar his whole life.
Right, and this is that great thing is like, okay, so if you're a very Type A personality, it's probably pretty easy actually as a Type A personality to hoax alien information because we want to believe.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
My office has a poster that says "I want to believe," right, straight from Fox Mulder's office, right. And if you're telling me and you have these credentials and things like, I want to believe that, and I do. I believe portions of Bob Lazar's story. I think I want to believe a lot of it.
Did he work at Area 51?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, because that's the other thing is like, there's really no records of people working there. Like, if you
that's
don't,
what it seems like. Yeah.
right? And people don't just drive to Area 51, most of them
flown in.
Right, they board a plane at Las Vegas International. It's a
Yep.
white plane with a red stripe on it.
Yep.
And you can always find and then they take off and they land at Area 51. And like that alone, or like I think there's certain people get bussed in, like custodial staff and contractors get bussed in. But most of the full-time people are flown into that facility, right? And
crazy.
the amount of secrecy, the amount of like aura that has been created around that space is like, look, if there is an employee of any business that is secretive, right? I mean, Christ, Coca-Cola once had a sting operation because one of the employees was trying to sell the recipe.
The recipe.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't the FBI get involved in that?
I would not be surprised.
I think they did. And
Yeah, I was gonna say, hasn't the government gotten on this guy?
The government deleted his whole history pretty much.
Yeah.
You can't even find his birth certificate
no,
anymore.
he doesn't really
See the guy was,
exist.
he's
Yeah.
like trying to prove he was in that area because his name wasn't a phone book or something, or like like he was trying to like
He has got a lot of people, like friends and family, to come forward and say yes, he worked at Area 51, or like trying to help him out. He's trying to do anything, and he's not a guy that is really vocal about everything. He met this filmmaker. Can't think of the filmmaker's name who made the documentary.
I don't either.
Jeremy or something like that.
I've never heard of them.
This is also fitting. Area 51 and episode 51.
Oh yeah, there we go.
There it
'Cause
is.
we can get into
That
that
should have been
yeah.
dedicated
Yeah.
totally to
Totally.
Yeah, there we go.
Ethan, did he come out after like all the stuff that's been going on with Area 51?
He came
So
out.
is
This
that-
was
coming
a
up,
while
isn't it?
ago. He came out a little.
weeks.
September 20th.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that too. But he came out. It was a while ago. I watched his interview with Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
and the filmmaker was on there, so I kind of heard the whole story about everything that he saw and everything, and he talked about like anti-gravity stuff, and his job was to focus on reverse engineering this one piece of equipment from this alien spacecraft.
Right, exactly. And that was the thing, he was an aviation engineer, if I remember right.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, it all checks out. I mean, there's so many reports about the place, and there's so many just like guys, like these aren't kooks. And I'm saying, like, yeah, a lot of them are type A personality. A lot of them do have scientific credentials. A lot of them sound like they know what they're talking about, right? I'm a believer, absolutely. Do I believe that there was wreckage at Area 51 for a period of time? Yes. Do I believe that there was a live alien there? I'm not really sure about that.
That'd be crazy.
Do I think it's still there? God, no. Do I think that 1.5 million people are going to storm over a hot desert sand to go hang out with aliens, take them home? And oh my God, I hate meme culture.
Storm
right.
Area 51. That was another topic I wanted to get your opinion on. Coming up here, September 20th.
We know you booked your flight.
Yeah. 3 million people, or 2 million people, whatever, are planning on going.
Yeah.
What do you think happens here? How many people show up? Do people get killed?
I say 1,500 people show up.
1,500.
I'm going to go with 1,500 total. I think they're going to sit around. They're going to harass the nice people of Roswell, New Mexico. I think they're going to get an awful name for themselves. I think none of them are going to cross the border. But, like...
None? Not even one drunk bastard is not going to go
Look,
make a
I
run
wish
for it.
we had sports betting in America, because this would be the best thing to bet on, is like how many dumb idiots are going to get shot by the U.S.
They might have
military.
lines in Vegas. We could
I'll
maybe
say we
Yeah,
go to
they
Vegas.
might.
Yeah.
I was just talking about this with a friend too, because like I don't think people understand the full gravity of the situation. Okay, other than the logistics of you're running across 2 miles of sand into a facility you have no maps of.
No.
Every door is locked.
Yep.
So what? So let's say you get through the landmines. Let's say you get through the security and the stormtroopers who are just going to mow you over with their pickup trucks because they can legally do
Yeah,
so.
they can legally kill you.
It's their job to shoot you on sight.
Yeah.
It was a guy trying to be funny or being funny, and then all of a sudden people ran with it for like real.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I
dude,
don't. I really hope no one is running with this for real.
Do you think there's going to be like a music festival at all? Or are they keeping
That's
that
what
up?
I heard.
I haven't followed that
keep
up.
seeing this.
The guy comes on TV and he's like, yeah, we're gonna
There's
have
a lot that's
music.
famous.
And
I
the
mean, I haven't
government
been
is not
following.
gonna want anybody, and people of Roswell aren't gonna want all
No.
these random people showing up to their.
Well, I mean, it would be a huge economic stimulus for them.
Yeah,
but
I don't think they have the infrastructure
no.
though.
What scares me the most is in the unforeseeable reality that there's a few thousand people storm this. That is technically grounds to enforce martial law.
Yeah, there's a video game shot of So I did it. Like they made a video game and the guys are storming. They're like doing
doing the floss on the way, and like
the military guys at the end were like dancing like Fortnite.
But the video is probably pretty true to what would actually happen because the military just pulls out.
You don't want to see you don't want to see people get mowed down, but it puts a real reality on what could happen. Like
Absolutely.
if you're sitting there joking about it, thinking like, "Oh, it's a good idea to go see aliens," but then like if you play video games and you see that happening, I think that resonates with you. Like, that's a real thing. Like we could get cut down trying to run into
this. This is also the U.S. government not one firing on citizens who are really doing this for benevolent purpose. They're not trying to like overthrow the government. They just want to joke or laugh
that's what it is.
Have something like I was a part of a meme.
Literally,
30 years from now, it's like
back in 2019, I was part of that group.
Did you ever hear about the Naruto run?
The Naruto.
Well, and now with people's attention spans, I mean, I guess people are probably still excited about it, but I feel like it's over.
We were just talking about how it died. No one's talking about it anymore. You already know, though, but right around September 20th, like the 18th, people are going to rile it up. Everybody's going to be talking about it on Twitter and everything again.
My mom's husband is a pilot for Delta. He's been a pilot for like 30 years.
Oh, really?
And I called him actually about, I was up there like 3 weeks ago. I wish he would have been able to do this. I wanted to see the flight manifests, or like I wanted to see ticket sales.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I wanted to see how many tickets had been sold for like September 19th to Las Vegas International, because then I would have gotten an idea if he was like, oh yeah, there's a lot.
It's sold out. You can't even get there.
We can start fake booking them and see.
This is the other thing is like, what is the like? Imagine 3 million or 2 million people descending upon Roswell, New Mexico. Like this is Independence Day. Everybody's in a Winnebago camper driving across.
That's true. There's gonna be a lot more Winnebagos than airplanes.
Right. But no, it's just gonna be like 16-year-olds like Toyota Camrys that are breaking out like halfway along the way.
Yep. Colin, book a flight to Las Vegas on the 19th. You already know if it's a day that people are if it's a busy day.
Oh wait, this is a good idea.
Yeah, that's what
this is a great idea.
Ticket sales would be higher because there's more people flying.
Book a flight here and see what's going on.
This is a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, I
never thought to do this.
And then go to Car Guru and see like if Toyota Camrys are.
Yes. You can't buy it. Well, they're not gonna be able to rent a car. They're not 25. No.
So I mean, a Vegas trip from Minneapolis is not much money.
We only need a one-way. You're not coming home.
No, you're not coming.
You're not coming home.
Well, and we're gonna have to.
You're doing this for your country, son.
Colin, you're gonna be up all night. Colin, you're gonna be up all night because you're gonna go from Atlanta to Florida. You gotta get all the big hubs here.
Yeah.
Okay. So
MSP,
Southwest
September, one passenger.
Yep, we're gonna get there on the 19th.
Okay. Flights are usually like what, like $200?
No, Delta's like $300.
Delta's a nice airline. Yeah.
Okay. Right now, economy's $193.
Well,
only one left at that
sold
price.
out.
No.
Hey,
100,000.
Oh my God.
The only one that's not sold out is very early in the morning.
For everybody listening, every flight during the day is sold out. Every flight on the 19th is sold out.
There's like 10 or 12. Holy smokes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there we go.
No.
Even the $1,500 and the $1,600 tickets are gone. Every ticket.
One left.
I'm sweating. That's exciting.
That is hilarious.
Why did it take so long? Okay, can we just do the 18th quick?
Yeah.
Okay, because like people got to get settled in. They got to get their camp.
Where was that guy
up.
from that shot the video? Do you remember or no?
I think the guy is from California. I think.
California.
If I remember right.
No way is this happening.
18th is sold out too. That'd be
Then we got to
wild.
go like from Atlanta.
No, my God.
Yeah.
There's 1, 2.
But they're all like
that day is sold out
They're
too.
all not economy. They're all
wow.
This is scaring me. This is genuinely scaring me.
That is crazy.
No, people do
What about the 20th, the actual date of it?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so the people who are just like, oh, I'm just going to go down.
I want to be in the sky when this happens.
Yeah. I wonder what time they're planning on doing it at.
Oh, my God. Has anyone even arranged that?
Yeah, I don't know if they have like a meetup time. I have no idea.
No. Oh my.
There's still a lot sold out.
Okay.
Holy.
Okay, can we just for control just see what the 21st is, right? Because
and then I want to.
Hey, they gotta fly back.
Maybe Evel Knievel's son is jumping. Also the same weekend,
and then maybe do like ATL to Las Vegas, like Atlanta or something.
We're only looking at Minneapolis too.
Yeah,
we are.
We're not
Yeah.
looking
I
at
know.
Right, that's why Colin's going to be up
Okay,
all night.
okay, so everything's okay. So there's
Almost.
There's a lot of
few.
sold out here. Yeah.
So those are the reinforcements coming in when the first wave is mowed
First
down.
wave. Yeah. That is funny though.
That's
Dang.
terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely scared.
That is. I'm curious though. Yeah, how many people actually go for it? Because they have to report on that, right? How many people were killed?
Should we make it? Should probably like. There's hopefully going to be a live stream of this. There has.
Oh,
to
there's
be.
got to be. Someone
Like,
has
what
to.
the
Well, do you have internet out there? Is there internet?
Someone's gonna have a jump pack or something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
there
drones
any-
like
is
that
there
don't go
internet?
into the.
Oh God, this makes me want to have a viewing party now. I'm scared and excited now.
That is funny. That is crazy.
Here's
though.
Atlanta.
And
On what date? The
this is-
19th.
The
19th.
19th.
This is Delta. This isn't even Spirit.
Sold out.
Wow.
So a lot of them are sold out.
A lot of them
This
sold
isn't
out.
even Spirit Airlines.
No,
No.
this is
This
like
isn't-
these are the
this
nice
isn't
guys.
These are the
Alliant.
nice
Yeah,
guys.
this is an Alliant.
Oh, Spirit, forget about it. Everything's sold out. For
Oh no! People are gonna do this.
yeah. There's people that are.
I'm-
I mean, we're just looking at people flying. I feel like a majority of the people are going to drive. Like,
Yeah.
because you gotta
Oh, yeah.
buy a rental car.
Like,
People
these-
are putting a
these
lot of
are
money.
People with money.
Yeah.
Who are going to? Who,
Yeah. I mean, you
Oh.
buy a $1,500 plane ticket, and you got to rent a car.
This is a
and-
middle class citizen that's like, yeah, let's do it.
What day is that? It's a Thursday. It's a
No,
Thursday.
the thing's on the 20th, which is a
thing's-
Friday.
Friday.
It's a
Okay.
Friday.
Yeah, okay.
Because people had to get off work for the.
Yeah,
You know, they had to finish out their work week.
That is unbelievable.
All right.
Wow.
You know what? Maybe I'm wrong. You know what? Okay. If
I'm trying to put a number on it too. It's hard to put a number on
About
it.
a month ago, I think I threw out about 100,000, but that was a month ago because I thought about the music.
After
festival.
looking at this, hey,
I don't want to go with that number. But
What if it really actually? Oh my God.
It's crazy to think about that there is people dumb enough that actually do not think that the military will kill them if they do it. Because you already know there's people like, oh no, they're not going to shoot. Me. They're not going to shoot.
Well, okay,
me.
and here's the thing: is like, okay, they can't stop us out. Thank you, bringing it up. Okay, here's my analogy for it. Right, is that 3 months prior to it, you have 1.5 million people that are that are claiming that they are going to raid you and go through all of your browser data for your entire life, right?
Yeah.
But they're giving you 3 months, right? Would you
Yep.
not just burn every hard drive you had? Would you just not remove your Google accounts over the 3
True.
months that you had to plan for this? So this is the other thing is like, okay, Roswell was in 1947. The first article that was published about the Roswell accident was July 8th, 1947, right? Okay.
Yep.
How many years is that? What's the math? 70 something.
Something like that, yeah,
Something
a long
like
time
that.
ago.
Okay. 70 years. Okay.
72.
Who keeps a extraterrestrial, a dead extraterrestrial being or live for 70 years in the same
Cryogenics
place?
down there.
Sure.
Cryogenics, you know.
Why don't you just move it to like a medical facility that's in a much better guarded place?
I've had conspiracy theories that Area 51's a front. It's just there because people know where it is.
It's
and
a fantastic front. It may
Yeah.
not have been in 47. Right. It was genuine. I mean, this is where we tested all of our nuclear weapon was in the Nevada desert,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, they could have moved it to Iowa for all we know. Area 52.
Hopefully they did. That would be the smart decision is to move it to Fort Snelling or like a place that's like where tourists
the Corn
go.
Palace.
The corn palace. Hey, you want a conspiracy theory? There's a good
There it
one.
is. There
I've
it
been to
is.
the corn palace.
I've been to
and
the Corn
amazing.
Palace too. It
There's
is-
some silos in there, or like what's underneath the gymnasium.
Well, that corn is a blockage for all the radio waves.
You can't
that
get
to
cell
the-
phone
yeah.
signal through. Corn.
yeah, look at this. Las
I have no
Vegas.
idea.
Hey,
I
Las
heard
Vegas businessman George Harris is planning to hire bands.
Really?
Yeah, and they're talking about Rachel, Nevada, right here, and
Yeah.
Make that
How
money.
Rachel's, is that the closest city?
yeah,
Yeah, Rachel, Nevada's the
56
closest.
Rachel's
people.
That's like
Yeah.
the little alien and everything.
It's
is
Got a
right
Woodstock
They
situation.
put it.
They
They
have,
put
like,
on their
a diner.
website.
There. Yeah. And like a hotel with like 10 trailers or
Exactly.
something. It's like no one. I don't know. I was looking at an infographic video. It was talking about how there's no way. They were talking about, let's say, 2 million people show up. There's no way that the infrastructure could support 2 million people coming.
I don't think.
Yeah,
people are
they
gonna,
put a warning on their website. On
the real
Rachel
danger's gonna-
Nevada website.
The real danger is going to be in. Yeah.
That there's not enough food there because only
Yeah.
56 people live
Well,
there.
I think the real danger. Yeah.
and all 13 rooms are booked. At,
Could you imagine 2 million people show up to Wilder,
Yeah.
Minnesota?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
like
no, exactly. This is a terrible. I mean, like, Oh no,
that's the danger.
Terrified
like they're gonna come not prepared, and they're gonna be on a hot desert, and that's the danger.
Hey, the website warned that local residents would be ready to step up to protect their property, adding that it will get ugly. That's what it said.
This is who I'm rooting for.
Rachel?
September 20th, I'm wearing a Rachel Nevada shirt, and I'm rooting for them to stand their ground. I am not condoning any actions of lethal force, but I want them to protect their lovely little town that's being destroyed by just memes.
Yeah, memes.
It's a crazy thing.
I like how you put
Because as someone who's trying to go about this the proper way,
yeah,
and try to go about it a respectful way.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stay away from Rachel Nevada.
Yes.
it's gonna be either way. Whatever happens on the 20th, it's gonna be a story to tell.
Oh, absolutely.
If it's just a concert, whatever, like. There's still all these people came out to the desert.
I do want to do a live streaming party though.
Hey, Arby's has planned to deliver food with a special menu to the event. That's what it says.
Of course they have.
Arby's?
Yeah.
Like
Arby's is going wild lately.
What are they going to call it? Like the UFO roast beef? Because it's round? Like, what are they going to do?
I know like Bush or Coors or one
of
those.
Oh,
it says right here, Bud Light.
Bud Light made the can.
Yeah, Bud Light's making a can.
Plans to release a promotional alien-themed beer label.
This is all because of one guy.
Well, James Earl Jones is the voice of Arby's and Darth Vader. So
really,
right? Isn't that him?
No. Why is this the reality that we're living in?
One guy started this whole thing. Isn't it amazing what one person
He's a
can
gamer.
Do?
He's a video game streamer.
Have you seen him? Have you seen the guy?
Matty Roberts.
I think
where's he from? Where's he from?
I think there's a video game thing going on in Vegas that weekend too.
Okay, so like, what was it? Matty Roberts. He's either going to be a name that resonates through our head for the rest of our lives.
History books will have him.
History books will have him.
Yep.
Or he's going to fade into the oblivion.
Yeah. He's going to be Rick
the
Ross.
whole thing
Rick
started
Ross.
up June 27th. And it's September 3rd now, and I haven't heard about it for like a month.
Yeah,
or
I kind
so.
of
Can't believe the tickets are sold out. I'm
funny.
reeling
hilarious
from that.
Hilarious, yeah.
Yeah, that was here's the weird.
That's him?
Yeah.
That's the person.
You haven't seen the clip?
No.
Oh, he went on TV and he was Naruto running.
No.
I didn't see it till we watched it on here. Yeah,
this is
FBI,
just a huge promotion for his
Should we show Michael
games,
for old time's sake?
Yeah, we could show him.
I mean, and those tuning in that didn't see it.
This is the most I've ever given thought to this.
Yeah, no. I saw it the first time when we talked about it.
See, this is the bar. It's got dollars taped to it.
It should be.
No, it should.
Do not hit escape this time, please.
I know you can't see the bottom.
It's insane. Our phone literally has not stopped ringing.
Oh, no.
Connie West runs the only motel and restaurant in town.
She looks so nice.
It also happens to be the closest such establishment to the famed Area 51. By now, much of the country has already heard about the Facebook group event inviting people to storm Area 51.
Hey, there it is. 3 a.m. to 6 a.m.
3 a.m.
Orchestra.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So
Perfect.
Might be pretty busy here soon.
Connie is preparing for visitors to storm her place. She says in her 31 years owning the restaurant and inn, never can she remember such excitement.
It really does seem like, this joke is it's created a monster.
The event calls for visitors to storm the gates of Area 51. Government officials have warned against that.
Yes.
But is there a chance they could see aliens?
No.
I have no idea. I really don't.
Don't even ask the question.
Yeah.
On that September weekend, those here in Rachel.
Yeah, you don't have to.
I wanted to see the dude.
I don't think they're going to show the guy.
Oh,
See if
yeah,
they.
no.
No, they're not going to
See,
show.
how do I get out of this?
I don't want to
All
hear him
right,
speak.
yeah.
It's
You,
only gonna anger me.
It would, because he shows the running where he puts his arms
Hit
back.
cancel. Hit
Okay,
cancel.
so here's what
and
I'll
he
say.
falls into some rocks.
It
I
was
remember.
probably one of the most beautifully written paragraph. The event
You might have to
paragraph.
close Chrome or something.
was just so well written. It's just like go see some aliens
Right-click
or
and
something,
close or
right?
something.
Or they
See
can't.
them aliens or
the
something.
idea that they can't stop all of us. He's right, and that's like I think the great unifying structure of this event. But don't storm Area 51 under that logic.
Right.
Like,
No, yeah,
like
yeah.
literally storm every records holding facility
There you go.
from the U.S. government. Get the files,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Get the jars that hold like the chips and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the scenes from the X-Files of like Cigarette Man walking through and open up drawers and putting all those things. 1.5 million people can knock down any door they want, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Go for it. Naruto run as hard as you want into some steel doors and open them up, right? Hold people hostage. Get the codes. Not the nuclear codes. The codes to open the doors and get the files.
Yeah.
Get the proof, right? Don't
just
get mowed down in the desert and your parents have to bury you with the epitaph of, man, you're an idiot. Like, come on. Take the same logic and apply it to something a little more practical.
You're telling us we got to start a new group here, Facebook, Area 52, they can't stop us all.
This will never be able to be repeated. There's no way. You can never be like, you can't just put they can't stop all of us at the end of anything. Like...
That's a new one. That's
Storm
a new
Waffle House. They can't stop
Don't meme this up.
Right.
Yeah.
Nike's got Just Do It.
Yeah.
A new brand needs to start out there.
They can't stop all of it. But it's literally just like, it's just going to be a series of social actions. Like, delete every record of student debt. They can't stop all of us. Right?
Do dumb stuff and hoping that not everyone gets
rephrase. Put that effort into something positive. Put that effort into something positive.
Exactly.
Let's bake 1 million cupcakes. They can't stop all of us.
But my muffin store will go out of business.
Yeah. There was one more thing Michael wanted to talk about. We haven't got to it yet. Was going to bring it up earlier. You're an artist.
Yes.
We've been talking about aliens the whole time.
I know.
Michael does have a job. He is not just an alien guy. He does art full time. And
Yeah, you got a bunch of kids on here thinking that you
just hunt aliens for a living.
Who's this weirdo? I mean, how many more weeks do you really give me before I get just too invested in my volunteering with MUFON? And
You'll be back in 3 or 4 weeks on the show.
Please just like share the GoFundMe when I'm like, I'm out of money, but I'm still researching UFOs.
There we go. But you do murals and stuff. We talked about this before on the podcast for people that don't know. And you did a mural downtown Mankato, and it got vandalized.
Yeah.
If we could pull those pictures up, Colin, because that was a big story around Mankato. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what the graffiti was.
No, you'll see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. All you got to type is Mankato graffiti.
I know. No, it's not found outside the high school.
Oh yeah, did you hear about that though?
They find graffiti all over.
Just type. Yeah, if you type in.
Was it? I just saw a picture of your blue and red one. Was that one vandalized too?
No, that wasn't vandalized.
Okay, that one wasn't vandalized.
No. Okay, so just to catch everybody.
Go to images, Colin.
So I painted a wing mural.
Right here.
Yeah,
here it is.
I painted a wing mural in Mankato. It's kind of a standard. It's a very, very trendy thing of, paint some wings, people can stand in front of them, get their photos taken. Right?
Yep.
And this is my job as an artist, is I take what my client wants and I do the best job I can to get them what they want.
They got the Anarchy A.
Anarchy A thought wall.
Thought wall.
Yeah, referring to that hoe over there.
Oh,
that is the acronym.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
interesting.
So there's so many things wrong with this. All right. And so this was a 45-minute fix. I heard about it. I was like a little mad and I'm like, whatever, let's go fix it. So I go fix it, right?
Is that a spray paint? Just spray can?
It's just freehand spray paint with a black background.
Are you giving the $250 reward, or is that the city?
No, that was, oh God, dude, the reward got up to like $5,000.
Really?
The amount of people who pledged, because so first off, people were like, are you going to start a GoFundMe? I'm like, no, why? And they're like, well, to recoup the cost. I'm like, it took me 30 minutes to fix it, right?
Yeah.
So then people start pledging, and I did say there was a cash reward for the information, okay? And I'll get to that, okay? But really brief overview is, here's the problems with it. One, the acronym THOUGHT. Not everyone knows what it is,
no.
Right? So you write thought wall on the wall, okay? What it looks like to anyone who doesn't know the acronym THOUGHT, what it looks like to them is that you do not know how to spell the word thought.
Like you're thinking.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Right, because that's all, it looks like you phonetically spelled the word thought, right?
Yeah.
And that was the thing that really set me off. I'm like, you just didn't think this through, and you're just some kids who just did something stupid. I'm going to fix it. And I did, I made a post and said there was a cash reward. Because if it was like, it was the night of the Disturbed concert, and if it was like some dumb, drunken Disturbed fan, yeah, I may have pressed charges. It turned out to be a young kid and his friend. They made a mistake. They apologized.
Really? I didn't know they caught him.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah. And
did they come forward or did?
They came forward
really?
right away. Yeah.
Wow.
And we mediated the situation privately, and we didn't have to get the cops involved. But during that time, that was when everybody it was blowing up on Facebook. Yep. I regret making that post just because of how much disgusting
traction.
Traction. Just people being like, I hope they die. And it's like,
dude,
you gotta chill. Like the things you say on the internet. And it's always just old white people, and they're just angry and they hate their job and they can't retire. So they go home and they see an injustice that's marginal. They're just, oh my God, this world is terrible. What's this world coming to? Vandalism's been around forever.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah.
And then people are calling me amazing because I fixed it. No, I just did my job.
Yeah.
This is this whole thing, what I'll call like sort of like call it the hot puppy analogy. Like you see a dog in a parking lot on a hot day, right? You're a hero if you smash the window and pull the dog out, or you're a total jerk if you don't do it, right? There's no middle ground. Actually, you should just bust the window and take the dog out because we can legally do that in Minnesota.
Really?
And it saves the dog. I think it's Minnesota and other states.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
Yeah, and you save the dog's life. That doesn't make you a hero.
No.
That's you stepping up for doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what really condones a hero, but I'm not a hero for fixing a wall that I got paid a decent sum of money to paint for the better, for the community of Mankato.
Yeah.
That's it.
Interesting that they put the anarchy A when they're like trying to be some like social warrior or something. Like they're not even doing anything like it's not a pressing issue. They're not like what does that even mean? Like,
No,
why
and
would they...
anarchy, vandalism is not inherently anarchist.
Yeah.
It's not anarchist at all. Like it's not, it doesn't make any sense. People put the anarchy symbol to put a social context on their senseless behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Michael, when you were out there fixing it, were there like quite a few people coming up, checking it out and stuff?
Funny thing is, a cop showed up, and like I'm spray painting the wall, and I swear he gave me a look like, "Oh, it's happening again." Like,
You didn't get guns pulled on you or anything.
No, but like he like did the little like finger on the sunglasses drop down. I'm like, dude, I'm the one who painted this. Like, quit it. And like, he is like the community P's or community service officer. He's like the one who deals with all the graffiti, and he's an old white guy. He's a nice, polite man, but still sort of, just like starts grumbling meat about graffiti and Mankato and there's solar and there's scoff and there's beeves and then he starts just rolling all these names off of tag.
Yep.
And he's just like, I just can't. The one day I'm gonna catch him, I'm gonna get him with like 30 counts of vandalism. And I'm like,
that sounds like a movie.
Fun, right? Exactly. And like, he's just like, yeah. And okay, so the owner of the property, or the person who commissioned this mural's there, right?
Oh, okay.
First thing this cop says to her is, yeah, it'll probably happen again. And I'm just like, dude, like, no, this is like senseless teenagers.
Yeah.
This is not gangs tagging. This is not anyone tagging.
It sounds like, and hopefully a lot of people learned from the experience. And I like your perspective of the whole deepened hero thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you're a humble person and if you just do the right thing, that doesn't always necessarily make you a hero. Makes you
you're just
human
doing,
and doing
your job. It's like murals, things get vandalized.
And not just to put it onto this thing, but overall, if people just constantly try to do the right thing and be kind. Like,
If you just be a good person, like a good human being, then I mean that's not being a hero.
No, that's that's just being at a normal standard of living and existing inside of a community.
But you are great for doing the right thing and fixing it. So,
I appreciate it. Yeah,
I mean,
that's
come on.
crazy. Is that the only mural that you've had that's been vandalized?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, honestly, like the other point to it is the amount of like my other work that's been just dragged through the mud on Facebook.
Is that because everyone thinks it's already graffiti?
Well, yeah, exactly.
No, but it's funny. People are like freaking out that somebody went over yours, but then people have been freaking out about yours, right?
Exactly, right. Yeah. And like there's been so many people who have just like said horrible things about me as an artist and the art that I make in Mankato. But then, his work got vandalized. Oh, we have to support him. Oh, he's a hero.
Yeah. I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but I remember looking at your flag installation.
We talked about that.
Did we talk about that last
on
time?
The podcast. And people were outraged or whatever.
A couple of death threats.
Yeah, that is unbelievable.
So there's your spectrum.
Yeah.
This one's really good though, and like.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Our generation really likes it.
Exactly.
Spectrum of reactions.
Huge on Instagram. Huge on Instagram.
It's what you're supposed to do as a public artist. Is you're supposed to be awesome. Like, if I can get someone a Tinder date because they stood in front of one of my murals and it made them look a little bit better.
Yeah.
Someone's like,
or joy because they have joy because they have a great new Facebook photo.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, exactly. Yeah.
Hey, you like wings? I like
You
wings.
like wings?
You got the same profile.
Is anyone taking a picture eating buffalo wings?
We're going to right after this.
Yeah.
You get the big wings or the small wings, Colin?
Yeah. Small wings for sure. What does it say over there, Michael, along on the right side?
Hashtag Wings of Whimsy. Hashtag
Old Town something.
Mankato. Hashtag Mankato, Minnesota.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope. Well, but to kind of finish it up here.
They didn't hashtag their store? They didn't hashtag their store?
Well, it's Whimsy. It's
Whimsy.
Whimsy store, okay.
So, like, the signage laws of Mankato is I can't just write Wings of Whimsy. That's the title of the piece across it. You have to subversive signage, right? It's wings that are whimsical.
That's cool. That's a good idea. We'll talk about some of the other stuff you're doing here to kind of finish it off here. What are some of the projects you're working on? Things for people to look forward to?
I'm up at Highland Hills, an apartment complex up by campus that I lived at for a year, and they contracted me to make it look better. So I'm working in their laundry rooms right now. I'll probably be doing a couple of murals, getting their dumpster enclosures painted, really just bright colors, patterns, getting back to, like, that's what I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Like, just making things look cool, not having to, like, paint wings that are proportionate and level. That's really difficult.
You're doing a lot of freehand lettering now, right?
Yeah. I'm doing a lot of sign painting now and lettering, trying to, like, make that as, like, a career business because no one's really traditionally sign painting anymore. And so doing that, trying to get more community projects. I think the biggest, the thing that we're not tapping as artists is that there's so many people in a community who want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Who want to be a part of the process of creating art.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. It's great.
And, like, there's always been this divide where, like, you sit and you listen to a concert, right? And you stand and you look at a gallery of art, right? It's always indirect. It's indirect experience when it comes to the arts. And what I want to be able to do, and more people in this town want to be able to directly engage the community of the arts. So I'm dedicating my time to that.
That's awesome.
And they're taking pride in what they make then, too. And
exactly.
Stimulates them. And you said, we talked before about 100 people came out for your Pride banner.
Yeah,
that
probably
just
100,
just finished this last weekend, right?
150 people came out.
Well, yeah, it's a 16 by 14 foot painting. We did it in 3 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of wild. That it was like, it started with, like, it started at 2 p.m. and at 2:03 we had like 35 people there.
Do you have to, like, trace it and they fill it in, or
exactly?
Is it, okay,
yeah.
is
So I'm trying to, and I'm always trying to create different methods upon which people do it. But, like, one of the easiest ways, and say the safest ways to do a community piece, because we only had like a week to do it, and it's got to go up this week and be installed.
Gotcha.
Is to do a design, make a sample of it for people to see, trace it out onto the canvas, and it's sort of a paint by number in that regard.
Gotcha.
But you give them the freedom of like adjusting colors and other things like that.
Yeah. That's dope. Are you doing any gallery stuff coming up, or are you planning anything big for the future like that?
I might be doing something with the Art Center of St. Peter next year, but I took off, like, I haven't shown in a gallery now in 2-3. Oh wait, no, I have a bear that I shaved the hair off of and painted, and that's at the Carnegie Art Center right now.
The world is your gallery.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's just I got sick of the whole gallery thing. You're only in for a month, and then you're gone, and you have to deal with all that. Just, it seems more worthwhile to do public art because it's permanent.
I think it's super cool that you're doing the lettering, because back in Wyndham, back in the early 1900s, there was a guy named Moulton and then Sackett, and they would all do every single sign. And
Moulton and Sackett.
That's
a cool name.
They have family names, and I actually have their ledgers of every sign they did for Wyndham.
Really? You gotta show me that sometime.
Should.
Yeah,
and then they have an old picture where they're sitting in front of the signs, and there's still they took down the Island Park one now, but it said Moulton Signs Forever, and it was there for a long time. I mean, it's got to be.
Awesome.
I don't know how that was there because it looked like a newer, older sign.
Yeah,
but that's cool because it's a dying, and I don't want to say dying art, but like it's just cool.
It is,
like
and
history of it.
Yeah, and just like learning to train your hand to be like dead steady and like predicting your movements, like that's been really difficult.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to actually kind of go back to traditional painting and learning to paint because I kind of fell into this whole thing just like by chance, and I didn't know how to paint.
Yeah,
like I've been mural painting for the past 3 years now. And I really, at days, have no idea what I'm doing.
Because how cool would it be, like, if you just think 50 years down the road, your signs might be that weathered one that someone else comes and sees and wants to collect.
It's like I just painted just the word laundry up at Highland, and it's like, oh, like that's gonna be a ghost sign.
Yeah.
Right. In like 40 years, that's gonna be faded and chipped, and like that's gonna be another spot for another senior photo shoot in Mankato, but it's gonna be like. I'm going to be the new ghost sign.
That's right.
And like, I was super stoked about thinking about that, you know?
That's cool, yeah. Dang. Well, we really wish you the best of luck here, and we're going to have to get you back on when you get your official badge, because we're going to love to see that.
And if you guys want to do a viewing party,
that'd
be good.
In to do a viewing party.
What is September 20th? It was Friday. Right? Yeah.
Oh wait, but it's at 3 a.m.
Yeah. That's unfortunate timing for that, because no one's gonna be up.
Podcast afterwards.
Podcast after. We should do a podcast.
This is gonna get recorded. We should probably just abstain from anyone watching stuff and just meet up the day after and watch this.
Yeah.
We'll meet up at 7 a.m.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I mean, unless like it comes out that like like literally people got slaughtered, then we have them. I don't.
Well, we still got to talk about it because I mean they're doing it voluntarily. No popcorn. Yeah,
no popcorn. Right, no laughing.
No, yeah, and that's crazy, crazy
I can't
stuff.
Believe those
2 million people are showing up for 3 hours.
Dude, I'm walking out of here completely changed as to
nothing to see here, folks.
He's got the alien. That's awesome. Well, thank you very much, Michael, for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It has been awesome to have you back.
It's been fantastic.
Been a while.
I'm a little disappointed, and now I have to walk out of here thinking that people are actually showing up to this.
Right.
You know what? Like that was some really good investigating on the fly.
Just looking up plane tickets.
Just looking up plane tickets.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Oh my god.
And it's Delta too.
I want to go home. And I want to look at every airline now.
Spirit, like at United.
There's got to be information out there about tickets sold. There has to be.
There's got to be a website
Matt,
or something.
and he didn't say no if he knew anything, but I wanted to look at it.
So everyone go home, do some research. Let us know what you find. We're very interested. And
just don't book your ticket.
Yeah, don't book your ticket. One more thing. We did the 50th episode. We said we're going to give away 3 shirts. People were leaving reviews on iTunes, but you can't. There's no names on them.
Oh, no.
So I can't tell who reviewed who. So we're going to have to change this up so we can give the shirts away. You're going to have to leave a review on Facebook. Really apologize for everyone that left a review. Just copy that review, put it on Facebook because
I thought you could put your name on it.
Yeah, but other people have like Dog Boy 3. Like who's that? Like I
that's Dalton.
Yeah. Yeah, your Apple username could be whatever. So it's some people I can't figure out who it is, so it's not fair to everybody. So if you want to still win one of the 3 t-shirts, just go on Facebook, copy the review, and then I can figure out who you are, and we can still give out the 3 shirts. This has been an awesome episode, though. We'll be back next week. Not sure who's going to be on, as usual, but hopefully somebody interesting. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into the Ethan Clerc Podcast Show. We'll be back next week.